So I was in medical school learning firsthand just how hard it is for medical students today. When my kids got a new video game, so of course I play it, and the entire time I'm thinking, oh great, another useless map that's gonna burn its way into my brain when I need that space for medical info. If this was just a map of the human body, I would know it already. And that's how Integrate Ed was born. We are building an immersive 3D video game for medical students. I graduated from Michigan State University College of Osteopathic Medicine last April, not a doctor. Instead, I became an entrepreneur. And as someone who started their first company 11 months ago, I am here to tell you that what you know about the startup struggle is wrong. Specifically, I want you to know about the Valley of Despair, because that's what I'm living in right now. And I want to help others out there learn how to live through it too. But first, a bit of history. The Valley of Despair comes out of the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is when people with low competence overestimate their ability. Now, the startup world just took the Valley of Despair straight out of that and left the rest. In fact, the Valley of Despair was one of 3 common threads that I heard at every boot camp, incubator, pre-accelerator that I took part in. And whether they called it the Trough of Sorrow, or the Valley of Death, or the Dip, at some point, every program put up a slide that looked like this. You start high, you plummet into the Valley of Despair, and then you climb out to success. Yeah, no, that's oversimplified. The startup curve is a more widely accepted and more accurate representation of what goes on. Pardon me. I like this one because it shows that the journey is more of a struggle than just this little blip, you climb out of really quick. And it also shows the plateaus that you hit, whether they're flat lines or wiggles up and down. However, the term wiggles of false hope, man, is that depressing. I don't think I would survive constant wiggles of false hope baiting me into repetitive disappointment. Would you? Don't confuse confidence with false hope. Confidence backed by data is very important in the Valley of Despair. If you lose confidence in your product or your idea, that's probably a good indication it's time to close down. Now, the Valley of Despair is where the other models get it wrong. And of course, everybody's journey is different, but as an example, I'm going to use mine as a lived experience model. So, first, you come up with a good idea. For me, I was imagining moving through the blood vessels of the human body with cute little organ characters to help you along. Then you do your research or your recruitment. I did research. And if you find this idea is going to work, you'll reach what I call the peak of commitment. This is your go moment. This is where you know your idea is awesome and it's totally gonna work and you are gonna make it happen. As you dive in, you find your confidence wanes. You find your enthusiasm wanes, but your confidence remains. You have to put in the work, and you know that. Work takes effort. It takes time to turn a product into an idea. Personally, I was accepted into a launch program that provided a little bit of seed money. I started the prototype. I worked on brand identity. But I was on this downward slope of enthusiasm, not confidence. That remains steady strong. Then I was accepted into a boot camp that helped with customer discovery. So, okay, now you're ready. Whether it's to build or to test or to sell or whatever, you're ready to go, but nothing else is, or no one else is, or you can't get to support. Whatever the reason, instead of going back up on this graph, you cross the line down. And now, my friend, you are in the Valley of Despair. For me, I finished the boot camp and I was ready to build this product. But I didn't have the money to hire the 3D graphic artist I needed to work with me. So there was nothing I could do to forward the product. Hello, Valley of Despair. But then I won my first pitch competition. While I didn't win any money, I did get connections, and those connections quickly paid off. I was linked with gurus of marketing and finance and business coaches. I was doing the entrepreneurial work that needed to be done, but I wasn't doing the product work I wanted to do. So I went further down into the valley. Then my company was selected to be showcased at a venture summit where I won a technology scholarship. Yes! Then it was back to the grind. Finally, a tech field program I was in gave me a grant to fund a contractor, and we were able to start the work that needed to be done. Hello, Plateau. After 4 months of finally touching the product, we were a go. Of not touching the product, we were a go. So later, things got more challenging, another down, another up, and then something amazing happened. This massive spike upwards was a result of taking all the work done from October to December and putting it together. And what I saw was so beautiful to me that I nearly cried. I saw my vision realized. I met Cara, the cardiac muscle. I saw inside a lung. I mean, we took what was inside my head and we were able to make it so everyone could see it. Look at this. I'm so proud. Okay, thank you. This moment of momentum was so strong. This was not a wiggle of false hope, because it saw me through a $2 balance in the company account at the end of the year. It saw me through putting our product on a touchscreen device and discovering it doesn't work without a keyboard. We did fix that. The next moment of motivation, I'm sure anybody can agree, when you see your product for sale on a store somewhere. Amazing. For us, it was the Microsoft Store. Let's see. Then 2 months of wobbling around the plateau, you know, up and down. Sometimes plateaus are flat, sometimes they're wobbly, and that's fine. Then to my surprise, 16 days ago, I crashed hard. And this was not a crash of ineptitude as labeled on the startup curve, all right? This was a crash of ultimate despair. This is where companies go to die. And this is where people quit. And I know because I was ready to end my company. I was ready to walk away. But I also know you do not make company-changing decisions at this moment, okay? You have to process your emotions, do whatever you need to do to get back to being yourself, and then you can look around and assess for the company. And for me, I was not going to throw away Cara. 2 weeks ago, I took second place in a pitch competition that did have a money prize. And while that moment of motivation did get me off that bottom line, it did not get me back to my functional average in the Valley of Despair. I needed another moment of motivation for that, which happened 1 week ago when we went live on Google Play. So, thank you. Today I'm back at my personal plateau level, but yes, I'm still in the Valley of Despair. What comes next? I don't know. I'm still living it. I can't tell you what's between now and getting out of the Valley of Despair. But I can tell you how to survive and make it through. The Valley of Despair is not just a stage that passes. It's not this long process filled with wiggles of false hope. It is a string of experiences that you can survive if you find your moments of motivation. They are what will carry you through. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.